On Tuesday, January 12th, the small island of Haiti was hit with a 7.0 magnitude earthquake, suffering devastation never seen before. My name is Joy Fulkerson. I'm the coordinator for Greek Life and Community Service Programs at ETSU. And I'm here with senior student Jorane Thomas. Jorane grew up in Haiti and has just agreed to share a little bit about her life growing up and really what this unfortunate event, this tragedy, has sort of meant to her. Jorane, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I was actually born in the United States, but both of my parents are Haitians. I grew up in Haiti because I guess my mom had to work, so I grew up with my grandmother in Haiti, just did all my kindergarten, did high school there, and it's just a great country. I came here when I was about 19 years old, and been here ever since. I still have some of my family living in Haiti. Most of them are living in New Jersey, but I still have some living in Haiti as of right now.
Tell us a little bit about how you heard of the earthquake and sort of what your immediate initial reactions were.
Actually, on Tuesday morning, I was getting ready to go to work, and one of my aunts called me from New Jersey, and she's like, did you hear about the earthquake going in Haiti? She's like, turn to CNN. And so I did, and then I just, they didn't have very much footage at the time, but it's just like hearing it and the very little bit they had at the time and explaining, what would happen with this sort of earthquake. It was just like devastating to hear. And immediately after that, we started calling our family to see if our family was okay. And of course, no phone was working, so just kind of went from there.
So this happened about, 10 miles or so outside of the capital city?
Yes.
And what location is your family?
My family lives outside the capital city, about maybe 30 miles.
But still affected, obviously.
Yes, they were affected. When we finally got in touch with them, we learned they were not as badly affected because our house is still standing and nothing major happened to them. They felt the shake and everything, but nothing major happened, so they're okay.
Sort of what have you shared with them? Sort of what was your conversation with them? What do they have to share with you?
I don't even remember, because all I cared about at that point was wanting to know if they were okay. When they told me we were fine, it then nothing bad happened where we live, and it was just so much of relief, and that's all I needed to hear. We didn't share very much after that, and then we just started calling each other, telling everybody was okay. So,
what obviously having grown up in Haiti and sort of having a sense, when was the last time you were in Haiti?
Actually, I was in Haiti this past August on a mission trip with Grace Church.
Okay. So you have obviously some vision of what it looks like.
Yes.
And what's in your head now about what its appearance would be?
It's destroyed. I'm thinking, basically right now, I'm thinking there is no Haiti. Haiti, as I remembered it, is no longer. That's my opinion right now. So, because pretty much everything got brought down with the earthquake.
Talk a little bit about the economics in Haiti and sort of what this may mean to the economy, the devastation.
I think the economy is just going to be bad. I've talked to my aunt already, and she said because they're not getting, we usually get stuff from the capital city for them to sell, to go to market and stuff like that. And because we're not getting that, everything else is raising. The price is raising because there's so little of it. And we were talking to her the other day. They cannot get water, food to eat. And last time I was in Haiti, there's those big sacks of rice they would sell. And last time I was in Haiti, it was around $300, and they would last you about a month. And I talked to my aunt the other day, and she's like, it just raised to $800, and that equals $100 U.S. American money.
It's for me, it's sort of hard to imagine. Obviously, nothing like this has ever happened in my life. Had any nothing, I'm assuming, like this had happened in your own life. So for us to sort of just imagine and sort of figure out what we can do, to help. How you, from my understanding, you also have a young daughter.
Yes, I do. She's 4 years old.
Talk a little bit about the conversations you've had with her related to the earthquake.
It's not been easy. I don't know if I've kind of been cutting it down, just telling it bit by bit, because, her mind can only take so much. And it's just, she's still going playing, and I don't think she fully understands it, and it just breaks my heart because, I grew up in Haiti. I love Haiti, and of course I wanted to share that with her, and to see that I won't be able to share, I might be able to share Haiti with her later, but what I knew in Haiti is no longer, so basically it just breaks my heart.
Obviously, as we all heard the news, we began to think about what we could do to support the people of Haiti in their relief. We know on our campus several students and student organizations sort of began and are continuing to sort of ask what they can do and begin organizing fundraisers and opportunities for folks to give back. What do you think Haiti needs from us?
Haiti needs just about everything right now. From prayers, we need prayers as much as possible, and also anything that anybody can give. You might think it's not going to be enough, or you might think it's not important, but you would be amazed of what you can do, because as of right now, they don't even have clean water to use. So anything from a bottled water to $5, $2, whatever you can give, food, blankets, anything, because there are millions without a home right now, so they have to lay on the just on the plane, just sleeping out there. So just anything really, we would be very grateful.
Again, opportunities for all of us to give back in lots of ways. Our silent thoughts and prayers to financial as we're able. I haven't really caught up this morning about sort of what's being able to be delivered to Haiti. I know that's always a concern about collection of items and things. Have they been able to get some supplies into Haiti?
Yes, they have. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, all different countries are bringing stuff in Haiti and they're distributing it. The thing is, with where my family lives, they live outside of the capital city, so they do not participate in any of that. They get nothing of that. Basically, anybody who died during the earthquake don't have anywhere to live. They just have to deal with it themselves because they have nobody to that reach out to them. So we basically, actually, my family and I and just people we know, we just kind of call each other, come together, send money to Haiti, to them to see if they can get at least food to eat, at the moment. And even though, our house is still standing, nobody's going inside their houses because they're just scared. I mean, just yesterday there was another aftershock, so it's just terrible. Yeah.
Again, just hard to imagine sort of where you begin, what do you do first and what do you do next, and obviously men, women, children, lots of folks affected. Have you heard the latest death count?
I have not. There was, I think yesterday or the day before, I was watching the news, and they had came up with maybe 100,000 or something like that.
I think that was the last number I had heard.
And they said that's not even accurate.
Right, because there's several people that they've not been able to get to.
Yes, and they're just in the capital city again, so.
Right. And your family's afraid to go inside because they're not sure the aftershocks and sort of the stability of the home.
The house, yes, exactly.
But their house is still standing.
It's still standing. We have 2 houses in Haiti, and they are both still standing. So.
We talked a little bit about what you would ask of us as American citizens, as students, as faculty, staff, and community members to give. I know there are several drop-off locations. You live in the Kingsport area, and several churches that have drop-off locations in here in Johnson City as well. Sort of share just, another encouraging word for for us in terms of really the motivation and for us to do what we can.
Okay. It's just that, I mean, every time I think about it, I think about the flag of Haiti because, in the flag, there's the blue and the red, and in the middle, surrounding the coat of arms is the word, in French, l'union fait la force, and it just means in union we find strength. And I just want to ask, you might not think you can do anything, significant because that's the position I'm in. But like if we come together, whether as a community, as a school, as a country, or international community, we can do anything. So that's my advice.
In union,
we find strength.
In union, we find strength. That's great. And I appreciated your message to me so much, just to talk about again the what individually we do may seem pretty insignificant, but collectively what we're able to offer. In union, we find strength. Share a message with your friends and family back in Haiti.
Moi, juste me dit tout le monde, kembe femme, kembe fort, toujours croire dans bon Dieu et prier que tout bagay ap ok, bon Dieu bail, bon Dieu prend, so croire qu'il gon plan pour nous tout.
And what did you say to them?
I just said, to be strong, keep on praying. God is the one to give and He's the one to take away. So if this happened, He must have a plan for us.
Thank you so much, Jorane, for sharing. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you.